What's up, everyone? Okay, so before I actually get into the video, I just wanted to say a few things before we actually start. The first thing being that I know that I've been gone for quite some time now, and in fact, last time I checked, last time I posted a video was like, oh, oh wow, 9 months ago. Yeah, so the last video I posted was talking about Saitama is not a gag character. Yeah, there's still a lot of work that I need to do in this YouTube channel. I'm still trying to figure some things out. But the thing that I've noticed ever since I was gone was yeah, the improvement in subscribers that I have. Because last time I checked, I only had like 81 subscribers. And when I came back, I just checked and I saw that I had 119 subscribers. So thank you all for the support. I really appreciate it. Now, as for why I disappeared for so long, it's basically because I had school, studies, and other things to do. I was basically working on some projects here and there, but overall, it was a great experience. 2023 was a very, very stressful year for me, but I'm glad that I was able to figure everything out. As for this YouTube channel, I don't really know how it's going to be. Sometimes I'll post, I'm not sure how consistent I'm going to be. And yeah, that's all I can say for this beginning part. So thanks for y'all for the support you've shown so far. So let's actually dive into the rant I have today. Oh, and for those of you who are wondering, no, I do not have a script, but don't worry, I'm gonna try my very best not to or delay too much. So I'm just gonna wing everything that I'm about to say. So thank you all, and let's start the video. All right, guys. So let's actually talk about the topic for today. And I saw a lot of you have seen the thumbnail. So today I want to rant about Venom. Yeah, so personally, I love Venom. Venom is one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. Like, Venom is just very engaging to me. I've always enjoyed Venom, the vibe he brings, his design, everything. I just enjoy Venom. Don't blame me. I'm just a huge Spider-Man fan. But the one thing I've noticed about Venom so far, as I've been watching or seeing Spider-Man series, games, and other media, Venom's execution has always been iffy to me. Like, Venom, the way Venom is portrayed, always doesn't just feel right in a way. Like in the recent Marvel Spider-Man game, sure, the Venom there is cool, don't get me wrong, but there's a way Venom is that Venom doesn't really feel just right. Now, I'm not really mad about the fact that Harry Osborn is Venom or anything, like, don't get me wrong, but there's just still something like I feel like these writers can do with Venom that they aren't really just doing. Now, trust me, I have watched a lot of Spider-Man, like even the series. Like I've watched various Spider-Man series, like all of them, the Ultimate Spider-Man, the Marvel Spider-Man, the Spectacular Spider-Man, all those series. I have watched them, and yeah, the portrayal of Venom is mostly decent, but I think the most version of Venom in these series I enjoyed so far was the Spectacular Spider-Man's version of Venom, because that version of Venom is kind of like similar to the things that I will be saying in this video. So yeah, if I say some things and it sounds familiar to the Spectacular Spider-Man version of Venom, please understand that that version of Venom is honestly one of my favorite versions, and it kind of aligns with the things that I am about to say. So, without further ado, this is how I personally would write Venom. Okay, so before we actually deep down on how I would write Venom, let's see how Venom has been portrayed lately. Now, I noticed that recently Venom has always just followed this formula. Venom is an evil symbiote, he attaches into someone and the person becomes evil and wants to take over the entire world. Yes, this is truly peak writing, but this isn't just right to me. Why does Venom always have to be the one that's the evil one? Like, Venom always attaches to someone and the person just becomes evil. He wants to take over the world, he just wants to destroy everything. no, this doesn't really work. Even in the Marvel Spider-Man game, this version of Venom just feels iffy. Like, we know the symbiote was created in order to cure Harry, but at the same time, this dynamic doesn't really work. Even when it gets attached to Peter, it kind of makes Peter more aggressive, more evil. It changes Peter's personality. And of course, most versions of Venom does this to Peter, but at the same time, it doesn't really just feel right to me. Normally, Venom, yes, Venom is meant to be a bad person and he's meant to corrupt people, but that doesn't really give the vibe to what I really think Venom should be. Venom shouldn't just be like a paste you put inside someone, and it doesn't even matter who the person is in Venom. The person is just evil and just wants to destroy everything, and the person is not doesn't have a will of his own, and anything Venom wants, that's what Venom is going to do. That doesn't just really feel right to me. So this is how I would personally do Venom. All right. So, yeah. So recently I've been coming up with my own ideas for like what if I had to make my own Spider-Man series. I've been working on that for quite some time now. I even have some designs of how the suit is going to look like. And for those of you who don't really know or you're new to the channel, I am a graphic designer, though I am not really too good, but I do have some skills here and here. I've designed this Spider-Man suit, and yeah, this is how I envisioned a Spider-Man suit to honestly look like. So yeah, in this series there will be many characters and all the classic villains we know. But if I were to do my own Spider-Man series, this is how I would likely do my own portrayal of Venom. Alright, so picture this. Some of the things I'm about to say may be weird to some of you, but I don't know. I just wanted to share my own thoughts on how I would do Venom personally. So picture this. Venom is a symbiote that was created. No, this version of Venom will not be an alien. This version of Venom will be created in a lab. Now, this version of Venom is created as expected. Peter does some shenanigans, and of course, Spider-Man would just end up being in the symbiote. I don't want to go into too much detail to how this will happen because I plan on making a separate video on my own Spider-Man series and how I would write Spider-Man in this series and all the characters, the friends he makes, and how all the villains will be. So I'm making another video on that, so I'm not gonna dive into full detail to how the symbiote attaches to Peter. But in this scenario, the symbiote already attaches to Peter. So now, the main idea of Venom is that once the symbiote enters Peter, Peter feels stronger, he feels more better, and he feels faster and more powerful than he was before. Yes, that's the general idea that every iteration of Spider-Man always seems to follow. But at the same time, let's try to make this even more juicy and even more spicy. So picture this. This version of the symbiote does not have emotions. Why doesn't it have emotions? Well, here is how the idea goes. The Venom symbiote doesn't have emotions, but when it sticks and attaches into Peter, it then learns from Peter and it then grows emotions because of Peter. We know that Peter has emotions, and the Venom symbiote, the more it attaches to Peter, the more it learns it from emotions from Peter. It learns to adapt, it learns to understand the meaning of what emotions actually is. Because before, the Venom symbiote was just playing. It didn't know what emotions is. It only does what it was created for, like to heal and to make stronger, but it didn't know what emotions really were. So that's why the Venom symbiote is basically like enhancing. But in this my version, the Venom symbiote does not have any emotion or any mind of its own. So the Venom symbiote attaches to Spider-Man, and because of Peter, it learns what emotions really are. If for instance, let's say Peter is jealous or angry in a scenario, the Venom symbiote will adapt and learn with these emotions, and then the Venom symbiote will have these emotions, kind of like learning and then adapting to something. So the more it bonds with Peter, the more over time the Venom symbiote grows this kind of close, strong bond with it. Let's say for a scenario, Peter is, Peter is always busy, he's Spider-Man, and all his friends are worried, but I don't know, some of his friends don't want to talk to Peter anymore, and all those kind of stuff, and Peter is just alone now. So let's say Peter has all these emotions, like all this stress, all this work. I'm trying my best, but I can't tell them. They won't understand because I'm Spider-Man. And the Venom symbiote learns from all these emotions. So let's say Peter grows this kind of bond with the symbiote and says, the symbiote is the only thing I understand and it bonds with me, so I'm never taking this suit off. The Venom symbiote and Peter then grow this kind of close relationship. I don't know how I'm really going to explain this, but the way I picture it is that the Venom symbiote grows this kind of a close attachment with Peter. It's kind of like a boyfriend girlfriend relationship whereby the two of them get to know each other more and stuff like that. So, but now let me just continue with my scenario. So, the main premise, Peter gets all these emotions: rage, anger, jealousy, love, kindness, and the Venom symbiote just learns from all these emotions. The Venom symbiote then bonds more with Peter. And at the same time, the Venom symbiote loves Peter. It wants to do anything for Peter. It's willing to enhance him, give him more power in order to do what Peter wants. If Peter is angry, the Venom symbiote will be angry. Take, for instance, let's say Spider-Man is fighting Rhino, and he's actually struggling with Rhino. He's put in a difficult situation. So let's say Peter is frustrated and he's angry. He doesn't know what to do. The Venom symbiote then, let's say, goes a little bit too far and actually and when Peter tries to strike Rhino, it does a very damaging blow, and Peter is like, oh, I didn't really mean to hit this hard, or he didn't really mean to intentionally do this. Now, Peter will start thinking that the Venom symbiote is actually like corrupt, it's evil, it's changing his mindset, it's making him do all these strange things. But Peter doesn't really know that it's himself that is causing the Venom symbiote to be acting this way. What do I mean by this? Well, for example, like I said, with the example I've given, Spider-Man is fighting Rhino. Spider-Man is frustrated, so the Venom symbiote is simply responding to these emotions that he's getting from Peter. If Peter is frustrated, the Venom symbiote is also frustrated and wants to help Peter. Peter is now seeing this help to be something gruesome. Let's say like he's fighting Scorpion now. He blows Scorpion so hard his jaw rips off. Yes, guys, I know this happens in the comics, but I'm just trying to give an example here. So his jaw rips off. Peter is angry at this. He's thinking that the symbiote is too evil, but that's not really the problem. The Venom symbiote is only trying to help Peter, but because of Peter's emotions, is reacting to how Peter is feeling. So it's not really the Venom symbiote that's really the problem, it's Peter's emotions that's really causing it. So let's say over time, he then begins to learn that this symbiote is actually evil and wants to get rid of it. And when he's trying to get rid of it, the symbiote feels betrayed. It feels like it's been disregarded. It doesn't feel appreciated anymore. It's kind of like a boyfriend-girlfriend scenario, which I have already talked about. And you just kind of break up with your girlfriend all of a sudden, and she's pissed off and she's heartbroken. That's how the Venom symbiote feels when Peter is trying to remove it from it. So this bond has now been broken. Now, this is where the Eddie Brock situation comes in. Of course, Eddie and Peter will be very close in my own iteration, which I will talk about in another video of how I envision my own Spider-Man series to be. So yeah, I'm not gonna dive deep into that lore in this video because I've already said I'll try and make my own video on my own Spider-Man series and how I'm gonna do it. So Eddie and Peter will be close. So the Venom symbiote will go on to bond with Eddie because we know that Eddie will have this hatred for Spider-Man. The Venom symbiote bonds with Eddie and the two of them become Venom. But at the same time, if you really think about it, this is how I am going to try to execute this idea. You see, Eddie bonds with the Venom symbiote in order for him to fight Peter, or because Eddie hates Peter now, so he has to go fight him. But the real reason why the Venom symbiote bonds with Eddie is not necessarily because of the hatred. It wants to make Peter jealous. Alright. I know it sounds silly, I know it sounds really, really silly, but just try to hear me out here for a second. Alright, picture this. It's kind of like a boyfriend-girlfriend scenario. I know I've been saying this many times, but please pardon me. I'm trying to make a point here. So the boyfriend and the girlfriend they broke up. So the girlfriend goes to meet another guy and she kind of shows off with this guy to the boyfriend. It's kind of like the same scenario here. Like in my own iteration, the Venom symbiote isn't necessarily trying to really kill him. He just wants to show Peter. He wants to make Peter jealous because he is now bonded with someone new and he's now giving this person power. So that's the main idea. I think it's because of this bond that Peter and the Venom symbiote shares, which is the real reason why the spider sense doesn't work on it. Not necessarily because of any kind of weird instances, but it's because of the bond that the Venom symbiote shares with Peter, and the Venom symbiote has been with Peter. That is why the spider sense doesn't really view the symbiote as a threat, at least in my own version. So what am I really trying to say here? The Venom symbiote has always been treated to be this kind of evil symbiotic thing that if you attach it to someone, the person just becomes evil and the person is mind controlled and he doesn't know what he's doing. But not necessarily. In my own iteration, the Venom symbiote is more like corresponding to whoever he's bonding with. But the Venom symbiote is mostly attached to Peter because it learns emotions from Peter Parker. And no matter who the Venom symbiote is on, the Venom symbiote will always feel this attachment to Peter. And no matter what kind of host it's bonded with, it's always just trying to make Peter jealous and wants Peter to come back. The Venom symbiote deep down wants to really bond with Peter. It wants to show Peter that without me, you're not going to be a good Spider-Man. You're not going to be the Spider-Man everybody wants you to be. But that isn't really the case. Some iterations just believe that Venom is just this evil Venom monster that just wants to take over the entire world. While I do not hate all these versions, but at least I think we can make a better execution for Venom. But I don't know, this is just my own personal view on how I believe Venom should be. Now I'm just ranting here. I don't really know. This is just how I believe Venom should be, and I don't know. The Venom symbiote shouldn't always be taken as this kind of an evil symbiote that wants to just destroy anything, and anything this host attaches to is just bad automatically, whether it be the good person in it or even a bad person in it. So the Venom symbiote is only corresponding with the emotions of the wielder. So this is how I think the Venom symbiote should be. If the symbiote bonds with another person apart from Peter and Eddie, the symbiote is not the one in control. It's the person wielding the symbiote that is in control. I know this kind of sounds off, but hear why I am saying this. So the Venom symbiote is, let's say, just say like a random person, a bad person, like let's say Dr. Octopus. Dr. Octopus bonds with the Venom symbiote. The Venom symbiote isn't controlling Doc Ock or making him more evil. It's Doc Ock that's actually using the Venom symbiote in order to make himself more powerful. The Venom symbiote feels like this is just what it has to do. It feels like it doesn't really have any purpose anymore, and its only purpose is just to find a way to make Peter jealous. It kind of sounds off. Maybe I'm not explaining it very well, but this is just a general idea for what I actually have here. The Venom symbiote should just be more than just an evil thing that you should attach. I think the Spectacular Spider-Man has done justice to this iteration. You know, the part where it says a reunion with his first love, and I feel like that's just how Venom should be. Venom still wants to bond with Peter because Peter is the first person that it learns emotions from. And it grows, there's this attachment it has with Peter that it can't really get from anyone else. The real reason the Venom symbiote is bonding with other people is not really because it's evil or anything. It just wants to make Peter jealous, and it wants Peter to call it back and be like, come to me. Like that's the idea. So yeah, I don't know, that's how I would personally write a Venom symbiote if that was what I was gonna do. The Venom symbiote isn't gonna like take over the world. Even if it does come to that, it's not the Venom symbiote's will, it's the will of the person using it that will do that take over the world shenanigans, and not the Venom symbiote's own will. The Venom symbiote's true desire is to just bond with Peter again, because Peter is the only person who really use the Venom symbiote for good and not necessarily for evil. Peter didn't just really understand what the symbiote was until he learned that the symbiote lacked emotions and just wanted to bond and understand what these emotions really were. That is how the Venom symbiote should be, well, at least to my own understanding. All iterations of Venom are cool, like they're all cool, they're badasses, but at the same time, we can still be more creative with how we use them. So, we've reached the end of the video, and that's how I personally would write Venom. Now, of course, I still love all the Venoms regardless. No matter how they're written, Venom is always going to be one of my favorite Spider Man villains. But at the same time, we can also still work on Venom, like write him like in order to be more depth, not like, oh, I want to conquer the world and I want to destroy everything. No, to me, Venom is much more than that. But anyway, what do you guys think? This is just my own opinion. I would like to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you think Venom has been done well so far? Do you think the writers have just been okay? Anyone we paste into is just evil? Well, it's just my own opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Please, for me, like, subscribe, um, share your thoughts. Just do whatever. You don't have to subscribe. Sorry, I'm just lonely. I'm sorry, guys. Just so turn on notifications in case you want to know of any upcoming videos I'm gonna make. See you guys later. Style. Style.